back. We're in the Hub Lab. This is my space. My name is Phil, but remember, anywhere that you're doing science is your space for science. Science is ready to be here and to brighten up your lives. And this season on Homeschool Hub, what we're going to be doing is a little bit more extensive. We're going to be taking a little bit more of a in-depth look at actually how to work scientifically and follow a process. So some of the experiments that we're going to do are going to be a little bit longer, and you're going to follow along with the process. So today I have 6 ice cubes, and we are going to do a scientific test on how they melt and how we can do something called insulation. How can we insulate them? And what insulation means is that it protects them or provides a barrier from heat. So what we are going to do today is we are going to perform a test. And a test we are going to do scientifically. We are going to see with these materials that I have to see what will actually cause something to insulate or stay cold the longest. And that thing is this hard stuff, ice, frozen water. So we have a baking tray, standard baking tray. So if you're baking at home that you have yourself, you will need one of them. You will need some ice. And the materials that we're going to use to see how it has effect on ice is sugar, salt, so sugar, salt, water, warm and cold. And then we have some tin foil, and then we have a little towel as well. So what we are going to do is we're going to take our ice cubes, we're going to put this stuff on them, and then we're going to leave it for a while, and we're going to see what effect it has on it. And the way that we do and we work scientifically is when we're trying to figure out an answer to something, we only generally change one thing. So you want to see what the difference is between them all. So to change one thing, they're all in the same container, they're all going to be left for the same amount of time, and all the ice cubes are about the same size as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a little, we're going to put a line out in the middle here, and we're going to put one line down the middle here and one line down the middle here, and in the top left one here we're going to say sugar, this one we're going to say salt, this one we're going to say warm water, and spell that right, this one's cold water, this is tin foil, this is towel, and then we're going to have I have done too many. See, that's too many actually. I need to cut one of these out. I'm going to cut out the cold water, and I'm going to change that to control. And what that means is, because in science you always need to have one that you don't do anything to. So in case you don't know that something in the outside environment is having an effect on your experiment. So one is a control we're going to do nothing to, and we're just going to see how that happens, or how that it gets affected. So first things first, I'm going to take my ice cubes and I'm going to put them into my tray. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, my hands are cold, and then this one I'm going to put there as well. So we're all the same size pretty much. We're into this. I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to put it into this towel, and I'm going to wrap it up inside, and that is going to be number 1. I'm going to take another one, seamless. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put this in there, and I'm going to wrap this in here and wrap it up in the tin foil. And that is going to be number 2. I'm going to take some of my sugar. Now I'm going to use the same measurement. Again, like you want to keep the measurement. So I'm going to take this is going to be a quarter of a teaspoon. No, this is a teaspoon of sugar. So I'm going to pour this into this. Whoop. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tap that out so it's flat on the top. I'm going to put this on top of one of the ice cubes, like that. Then I'm going to do the same with the salt. So I've got one of that, like that. I'm going to put that on top of this one. Then I'm going to take a temperature fantastic. So if I put it in here, so I'm going to, there we go. Don't mind that, that's fine, that always happens. I'm going to pour that in to the mark that I have on it. Perfect. And now this is going to be our control. So we're going to leave this for an hour, and we're going to come back and see how we're getting on. See you in an hour. Hello. Okay, so it's been an hour, and let's have a look at what's happened in the results. So we've seen, okay, so a lot of them, there's been a lot of melting. There's been a lot of melting in this. First one, the control, we have as, I'm gonna say that there was a bit left. Oh, the warm water, nothing, no ice at all. So warm water has nothing left. Next, let's have a look at the salt. So the salt, very little. So salt, Is it? I can't even pick it up. It's tiny. So that one is about, I'd say, less than half a centimetre left with the salt. So say 0.5 of a centimetre left. The sugar has a decent amount left. Does this match in with what you thought was going to happen when you were before it was happening? Were you making a prediction, a guess, or an estimation of which one you thought would keep it? So we're putting these in order now at the moment. And then we have the last two, so the tin foil and the towel. Which do you think is going to have the most ice left? What's left in here? We'll see. It's almost like Christmas opening a present. With his water coming out, definitely. So some melting has occurred. Is it going to be smaller or bigger than the sugar? It's about, oh, it's a pretty big. Okay, so, and we started off about the same size. So you can see that they're, if I hold them up there like that, you'll see that there's actually, the tin foil insulated the ice better than the sugar. It's out in the open, the sugar caused it to melt, so we have that one. So again, write down tin foil. That's, not only was it 2 centimetres, but it's also thicker as well. So it's thicker than the other one. Now last, finally, what does the towel, where do we think the towel is going to be? How, more, less? There we go, look, see? Actually, the biggest. I don't know if that was if you thought the tin foil of the towel, but so far, actually, based on our experiment so far here, the towel has insulated the ice the best. So towel, biggest. So you can now write this down. In terms of a survey, you could write down what insulated the best. You could put them in order. Yeah, whatever you do though, afterwards, don't lick the ice. Why do I do, I know I'm a scientist, but I need to, see you next time.